Today I'm going to be doing a review of the Poly Voyager 5200 UC headset, and I'm going to be showing you some of the features that it has. So stay tuned. So here is the Voyager 5200 UC from Poly. Now this is a headset that you can use to connect to your computer to do like Teams calls. You can connect it to your Apple computer, your Mac, for doing video calls and so on. You can also connect it to your cell phone and do calls and video calls with it that way. So a little bit about this. Obviously it hooks over your ear, and it's just for the one ear. It's not like a stereo headset or anything. It has a few buttons on it that make it rather easy to use. You have a power button right here to turn it on and off. You have volume buttons to turn it up and down. You have a button here on the back side of the boom here, and that's for a few different things. If you hold it down for 4 seconds, it'll go into pairing mode, so you can Bluetooth pair this to your phone or your computer. You can use it to answer calls and hang up calls. And you can also use it with your personal assistant, your Siri or Google. It also has another button right here, which is your mute button. So if you're in a call and you want to mute, you can just click that to mute and unmute. It also comes with multiple sizes for the earpiece, so that you can get the one that fits your ear appropriately. So that's that. Now, this particular model comes with this travel case and charging stand, which is nice because you can just stick that guy right in there and charge, and then just pick it up and put it on your ear when you're ready to use it. This itself holds a charge. It has a battery pack in it, so you can unplug this from the wall and still get some charge of your headset without having power from your wall. So, but otherwise, you plug this back in and it'll show you the charge that it has, or that's how you charge it from the wall. So there's a couple of different sets of lights here. That just lit up 3 lights, which meant that this case is fully charged. And then when you put your headset in, you can see these 3 lights. That shows that the headset was fully charged. So you can go ahead and open the case, and this is where you store your little Bluetooth dongle. Now, it will be advantageous to use this when you use this with a computer, because it does provide a little better connection and a little further range than if you're just pairing the headset purely with Bluetooth that is in the computer. So that is nice to use that way. And then also, this fits in here for traveling. Let's see how it goes. I forgot. But it mounts in here like that. You can stick this guy in here like that. And then unplug it, and you can just stick this in your bag. So it's a real nice protective way to carry your headset around. Now this headset has about a 7-hour of talk time when it's fully charged. And then the case, if fully charged, would be able to charge the headset about 2 times. So in theory, you should be able to get maybe around 20 to 21 hours of use out of this before having to charge it, plug it back in to the wall and recharge all this stuff. Now, a nice feature of this headset is it can be paired to multiple devices at the same time. So for example, if you had this plugged into your computer and it was paired, and then you also had the headset alone paired to your phone, when a call came in on either one of those devices, you could answer it with this headset. So if you're using, if somebody calls you on your cell phone, you can answer it on here, or if somebody was calling you on your computer, you could answer it on here. Another thing is it comes with this adapter for USB-C. For if your computer only has USB-C ports, it doesn't have USB-A ports, you can just plug it into this and use it like that. Or you can also use this adapter along with the cord for charging the case, which is here, which by the way, this end of it is a micro USB. But this end that plugs into the wall, if you only had a USB-C port to charge it off of, you could use this adapter to charge your headset. So now I'd like to go over the app a little bit. So I downloaded the Poly app from the App Store. And now the app is not required to use this headset with your phone, but I highly recommend using it because there's a lot of customization you can do. You can get firmware updates for your headset and so on by using this app. So here's the app. It shows you right here what your battery strength is and that it's connected. And if you click on the three dots and then click on the gear, you can see all these menus in here. So let's start out first and go to the general menu. Now in the general menu, you can go through things like caller ID, like you can hear the name of the person calling in your headset when they're calling. You can decide to turn that off if you want. There's other things like mute reminder, so it can remind you that you have your phone on or that you have your headset on mute. Different alert types and so on. If you have a second incoming call while you're in a call, you can have it do different things. You can set up the language, obviously, for the app, the ringtone and volume. You can have it make a different noise for each ringtone. Like I said earlier, if you have your phone and your computer both connected to this thing, each one will have a different ringtone, so you know, oh, this is a call coming in from my cell phone, and then if it had the other ringtone, oh, that's a call I'm getting from my computer, and so on. Some of the other apps here is just some quality settings in the wireless connection that you can go ahead and try and see what happens. There's sensor settings. One nice thing is if your headset is sitting in its dock and a phone call comes in, you can grab that thing, hook it on your ear, and it'll detect that you put it on your ear and it'll answer the call. You won't have to hurry up and get the thing, put it on your ear, and then try to hit the button to answer the call. It'll just answer the call for you when you get it on your ear. If you want it to do that. I mean, it sounds like a pretty neat feature to me. And then here's some of the other settings in there. Another thing, like I had mentioned before, software update. This one is up to date because I already updated it. But this is where it would show you if there was an update for it, which I always recommend keeping up to date with the latest firmware for these devices so that they can work out the bugs over time and have it always working in an optimal way. So that is some of the things that you can do with the app. Like I said, I highly recommend getting the app. You may not use it very much after initially setting it up, but it is nice to be able to set up different features by using this app. So one of the things I wanted to show you is where to set this up in your settings to use this headset with your computer. Now, I have the dongle plugged into the computer, and then in my input and output shows up this Poly BT700. And you just want to go ahead and select that on both the input and the output, and then you'll be able to use this headset in those applications. Now, if you wanted to only use this headset in a particular application and have the rest of your computer sounds all go through your internal speaker, you would select internal speakers here for the input or for the output, and then the input you might use the internal microphone. But then in that specific application, such as FaceTime, you would go and select the poly in just that application. Now, just so you know, I am using the poly right now to record this video, and that way you can get an understanding for the sound quality going through the computer. Now, one thing that is nice, when you unplug the poly from the USB port, it goes back to whatever your default sound settings were prior to plugging it in. But then when you come back and plug this in again, it remembers the system setting that you had set if it was the poly. It remembers in FaceTime that you use the poly whenever it's plugged in. So you don't have to go in and set that up continually each time you unplug and plug this back in. It'll remember the last thing that it used. And if it was the poly, once you plug it in, it'll detect that. The same thing goes in Windows. Windows is also smart enough to know to do that. So you would just go into either your system settings if you want to use the poly through the whole system, or you'd go into the specific applications and select the poly if you only wanted it in certain applications. And it also remembers when you unplug it and plug it back in to use the poly if that's what you used last time. So I hope this video was able to provide some insights as to how this thing works, a little bit about how the audio quality is on the microphone, and some of the features in the app. And I think this is a real nice device. It's very lightweight on your ear. You don't even you can't even tell that it's there. So it is something that would be comfortable to use over extended periods of time. So thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Please subscribe if you haven't, and we'll talk to you next time.